Too many people are chasing too many things, too many targets, and most aren't hitting any of them. What's that one target in each area of your life right now that you need to knock down? Focus on knocking down that next domino, that next aim in that area, and I'm telling you, it'll lead to success. Hey everybody, welcome back to Momentum Monday podcast. My name is Steve Holbrook, and I am fired up to be here today. I hope you guys are having a blessed day. I'm feeling super blessed today, and I'm glad to be here with you. Listen, I used to think that success was only for a few. I used to think that you had to get a little lucky to be successful. I'm going to be honest. That was my mindset. But you know what happened? By hanging around champions, by getting around the right people, by getting around people that were growing, that were excelling, that were adding net worth, adding happiness to their life, the people that were successful in my life, they were following a certain set of principles. They were following a certain set of rules. They set certain standards for their life. So listen, if you're somebody listening to this today and you're ready to take the next step and you want to be successful at a level that you've never been before, this episode's for you. You're in for a treat. So before we get into it, look, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, stop and do that. If you like what you've heard already, give it a like. Definitely give it some love at the end. And please leave a comment and share it with somebody that needs to hear it. All right, let's get into it. All right, number one key to success. You ready? Set clearly defined goals. Set clearly defined goals. How many more times do you have to hear this? How many more podcasts do you have to listen to? How many more books do you have to read? How many more mentors do you have to tell you the same thing over and over again? You got to set goals. There's no shortcut here. You need to spend some time, sit down, figure out what's important to you. Put yourself in the future. Set short-term goals, and the short-term goals are going to knock down the long-term goals. But when you close your eyes and you look 10 years out, 20 years out, what do you see? Where do you want to be? What do you want to be feeling? Write it down. Figure it out. Because here's the reality. You're heading somewhere. Why not head the right direction? Listen, I know at times we get scared or we get busy, all these things that keep us away from this. This is the foundation. Figure out what your goals are. Write them down and make sure they're clearly defined. And revisit them often. And it's okay to change them as you grow, as you evolve. But you need to know what your goals are. That's number one. Here's number two. Relentless work ethic. Relentless work ethic. A strong, relentless work ethic can make up for a lot of lack of talent. You know, talent never impressed me. Most of the people that I know that are talented people, they're not living up to their full potential. They're just getting by at the level that everybody else is, but they're only getting by on talent. Man, hard work beats talent when talent does not go to work. The thing too about relentless work ethic is you're going to need some confidence along the way. You're going to need to find ways to increase your belief level so that you feel like you can actually finish the job, finish the journey. And you're going to muster a lot of belief and a lot of confidence from developing that work ethic. Nothing beats a relentless work ethic. Nothing. And you know what's crazy? By working super hard and developing that relentless work ethic, you're going to also develop some talent. And once that starts to kick in, man, it's like power boosters. Now you're headed to the moon, baby. So relentless work ethic is absolutely important for success. Number three, clarity of aim. Clarity of aim. You know, if you took a arrow out of your back and you drew it back and you released it, what are you aimed at? What are you aiming at? What's that specific target? You know, when you hold a gun and you look at a gun, a long barrel gun, there's two little sights. There's one at the front, right in front of your eyes, and there's the one at the end of the barrel. What are you pointed at? What are you after? What's that next domino? Not the 10-year goal, the 15-year vision, the $100 million net worth. What are you aimed at right now? What's that specific domino that if you knock that thing down, if you knock that next target down, it would be leading you down the right path? Too many people are chasing too many things, too many targets, and most aren't hitting any of them. What's that one target in each area of your life right now that you need to knock down? Your health, maybe your spiritual world, maybe your business world, maybe your family, your relationship with your spouse. Focus on knocking down that next domino, that next aim in that area. And I'm telling you, it'll lead to success. Number 4, identify your own blessings and gifts. Identify your own blessings and gifts. Look, yeah, it'd be awesome to be around a bunch of people that were always identifying those for you. And I'm lucky to have those kinds of people in my life. We'll maybe talk about that later on. But listen, you have to be able to identify your own gifts and your own blessings. Write them down. What makes you special? What makes you unique? You need to know why you're going to finish, why you're going to win, why you're going to get out of your slump. And the way you're going to be able to do that is by leveraging the gifts and blessings that you've already been given. But do you know what your superpower is? What is it about you that makes you special? There's something about you that makes you unique. What is it? Is it your smile? Does it light up the room when we all walk in? Is it your honesty? Is it your sincerity? What is it about you that just people love about you? There's something. Maybe you're an intellect. Maybe you're wise. Maybe you have the biggest heart. You just give. You need to know what that is. You need to be able to identify that. Because when the whole world feels like it's caving in, you have to be able to lean on those. And if you don't know what your gifts and blessings are, man, you're going to have a hard time being successful. Number 5, get around the right people. Get around the right people. Who's on your top 5? Make a list. Not just your social media relationships. I mean the top 5 people that you're doing life with. Who are those people? You know what? You're becoming those people. You're becoming those people. And if you're not okay with that, then you need to change those people. There's nothing else I can tell you. Are you around people that are dragging you down? Are you around people that are tolerating you because you're not as successful as them? Who are you hanging around? You're becoming those people. And you're either moving closer towards your goals or further away. There's no in between. Man, you should be turning over your friends. You don't need to keep a friend just because you've known them for 30 years or 20 years or 10 years or 5 years. You will outgrow people. And they will outgrow you at times too. But who are you hanging around? You know what? I never see an eagle hanging around with a duck. But man, if that eagle hung around with that duck long enough, they would start to quack, and you will too. So stop hanging around ducks and get around the right people. Number 6, take 100% responsibility for your life. You want to be successful? You need to take 100% responsibility for your life. Eyes in the mirror, not out the window. All the answers you seek are in the mirror, looking yourself right back in the eye. Most of society, you know what they're doing right now? They're looking out the window for someone to blame. It's her fault I'm at where I'm at. It's his fault that I'm broke. It's the government's fault that I'm sad. Everybody's pointing the fingers. Successful people are taking 100% responsibility for their actions. Look, we can't always control what's happening to us, but we can control how we react to it. That's the responsibility that I'm looking for. Number 7, you got to be willing to pay the price up front and in full. Up front and in full. Amateurs, they want to pay like a toll road. They want to work a little bit. They want to see how it goes. Then they want to work a little bit more, and then they want to see how it goes. Successful people decide up front that they're willing to pay the price up front and in full because they know that's the only way. It's the only way to be successful. So, is that you? Are you willing to pay the price up front in full, or are you still kind of comfortable in your business? Have you kind of had the little toe syndrome in the pool? You haven't jumped in yet. You're just dipping your toe in. Is that you? Or are you willing to pay the price up front in full? You're going to have to give some stuff up. You might have to give up some family time early on. You might have to give up some income early on. You might have to give up watching sports, right? Some things you love to do. I had to give up playing golf for 3 years. I played like 4 times a year for 3 years until I got to 7 figures a year of income. And you know what? Now I can play whenever I want on whatever course I want anywhere in the world. You have to make some sacrifices, but you got to decide up front that you are willing to make those sacrifices or it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So you got to be willing to pay that price. Number 8, anticipate the challenges. Anticipate the challenges. Look, the storm is going to come. The storm is going to come. Bad things are going to happen to you. People are going to pass away. Cash is going to get tight. Everybody's going to feel like they're quitting on you all at the same time. You got to anticipate that. Why do you act so surprised when things happen to you in your life? Everybody acts so shocked. Everybody needs to take like a week or 2 or 3 or 4 months to figure it out. Now, I'm not talking about real tragedy. Real tragedy, I mean, that's a different deal. But I'm talking about the day-to-day setbacks that we face in our day, in our week, and even our month. If we're not thinking about those ahead of time, then yeah, when they happen, it's a huge deal. But if we've anticipated them, then we can make arrangements. So even when they do happen, we're not out of the game for any longer than we need to be. Number 9, fresh start mentality. Fresh start mentality. Every day you need to be willing to start fresh. Every day, you get to wake up and you get to design your day. And if you want to carry some wins with you from the day before, feel free. But you certainly should not be carrying any losses. You got to have a short memory in business. And if you didn't have the day you wanted, the week you wanted, the month you wanted, the year you wanted, you got to be able to forget that. And man, forget that at the speed of it. As you're thinking it, you acknowledge it, and then you move past it. You can't take losses into today. You can't be thinking about what didn't happen in the past. You got to move forward. Can't keep carrying that baggage, carrying those losses, that lost relationship, the failed business. You can't keep carrying that with you. You have to let go of that. And number 10, my last point, the 10th point on how to be successful. Never quit on a bad day. Never quit on a bad day. If you're going to quit, you quit on a good day. I've never seen so many people quit way too early into their business or their life than I do today. People are giving up way too quickly. And all the people that I see quit too early, they're not any happier than they were. In fact, they're typically less happier. But there's some level of dopamine that we get from quitting and starting something new and quitting and starting something new. And we're just chasing that high and chasing that drug. And when the honeymoon phase wears off, we have the same problems we had in their last relationship, same problems we had in the previous business. You know what the common denominator is? It's us. Don't quit on a bad day. It's not as bad as you think it is. You're not as bad as you think you are. And if you have that mentality, I'm telling you what, it's going to help you along the way. All right, you guys, I hope you got some value out of those 10 keys. Man, I know just writing them out, I'm fired up. Listening to me speak, I'm fired up. So again, if you haven't subscribed, right, or taken the time to like this episode, please do it. Leave a comment. And as usual, guys, you can find this on all the major podcasts, right? All the major podcast platforms. And of course, you can watch it on video on YouTube. Welcome. Thank you for joining Momentum Monday. My name's Steve Holbrook, and we'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.